it's important to remember that when approaching a rescue scenario or scene, you must wear personal protective equipment at all times. This is also known as PPE, personal protective equipment. There are various types of PPE, and we're going to go through a list now of what you should have on you. First things first, one should always wear a helmet, preferably NFPA rated, which will protect your head against falling debris or falls or any of that sort of thing. This helmet should be able to be adjusted to fit the size of your head, nice and tight, and should contain a chin strap that's adjustable and it should be tight against your chin.
Yeah. Also, it is important to have your appropriate safety goggles in order for you to be safe in fluids, in splinters, in dust. Your goggles must also as well be adjustable. Must adjust your goggles. Fit all help.
Gloves. Gloves is important for all rescue scenarios. I mean, you can injure your hands in almost anything rescue related. So gloves is obviously essential. And for chemicals as well. If you're on a scene where there's lots of dangerous chemicals, gloves can help you. Also, when working at night, you should have some sort of reflective on. So this could be a reflective jacket like I've got on that will help cars, vehicles and stuff recognize you and not knock you over at night.
It is also important to wear your appropriate safety boots with the one that support the ankles with steel tips, and for your feet to be safe in anything that might fall on your feet. We will now demonstrate or show a few other hand tools.
A bolt cutter is a tool used for cutting chains, padlocks, bolts and wire mesh. It typically has long handles and short blades with compound hinge to maximize leverage and cutting force. A typical bolt cutter yields 20 kN of cutting force for 250 meters of the force on the handles. There are different types of cutting blades for a bolt cutter, including angle cut, center cut, shear cut and clipper cut blades. Bolt cutters with fiberglass handles can be used to cut electrical wires and are useful during rescue operations.
I'm quickly going to explain about modern axe. This is a modern axe. Consists of a weighted steel affixed to a long handle. And the head, what does the head provide? The head provides a mass, while the handle provides a leverage. And there are many uses of the axe. You can use axe to support wood. You can use axe to break doors, windows in order to get in the house. And maybe if you don't have a key for padlock, so you can break with the axe. But for us as a rescuer, we use axe as our cutting tool.
Okay, so I'll be talking to you about the pry bar, also traditionally known as a crowbar. On my left, I've got a flat pry bar. On my right, I've got the more traditional curved pry bar. Both of these are common in rescue. Pry bars are used to open locked doors where you need to get to a patient behind a locked door, or like for example in structural collapses such as earthquakes where you need to lift heavy debris. I'm going to show you now how to apply the pry bar to open up a locked door. So what you want to do is position the fulcrum as close as possible to the lock of the door. When doing this, you must just note that will be your load. My arm here will be the effort, and the pry bar will be the fulcrum. So as I push towards the door should open by force. This concept is leverage. Pry bars and crowbars are class 1 levers. So as I push, the door will open.
Okay, so this tool would be used for the same application as probably explain the crowbar to you. So you have a patient trapped under debris due to structural collapse. You would use the same class 1 lever, just making sure not to hit the patient, insert it underneath the heavy object and just lift to free the patient's head.
Access of the patient.
Yes.
Our car that was involved in an accident, so now we need to stabilize the car using our lectures and spray. Yeah. What happened? The truck doesn't quite fit well under the car. So what we need now, we need to use our hand tool, which is spade, to dig, to open more space so that it is more stable now.
As you can see here, we have a patient involved in a pedestrian vehicle accident. We've already stabilized the patient. We're going to use the hand tool now, the jack, to lift the car in a controlled manner in order to extricate the patient slowly. And here for the click and lift slowly until there's enough space for the patient to be free. As you can see here, there's enough space for the patient to be extricated now.
There are many instances in rescue where you might need to use saws for different purposes, of course. On my left here is a wood saw, and on my right here I've got a steel cutting saw. They're obviously used for different purposes. I'm going to demonstrate to you how to cut through a steel gate, for example, if this is locked and there's a patient trapped inside. Although it's not the most efficient tool to use for this scenario because it does take time, it's often the only tool that you do have available at your disposal. So, what you'll do is you will place one hand on the object to stabilize, and the other hand you will use just to cut. Saws are made specifically to when you saw away from the rescuer. That's when there's maximum cutting happening because of the teeth sinking into the metal, and when you saw towards the rescuer, manual cutting is happening. This is to provide safeness for the rescuer. These steel cutting saws have blades that are adjustable for different purposes. If you need different blades, or if your blade becomes blunt, you can replace it with a new one, as you can see here.
Okay, the only access that we have is to break down the wall using the sledgehammer. So we will apply force until this is broken down or it's breaking down. So what you do, you place your hand here and here, then you lean a little bit, then you apply force until this is down or it's just destroyed, so that you can get access of the patient. Yeah.
The next type of tool that we'll be talking about is a flat hammer known as a mallet. Now, when we go on rescues, often it's long, many days away, and you need to expect the worst weather conditions. So we carry our tent with us, especially when we're in the wilderness. What a mallet is used for is, once setting up your tent, you need to secure your tent. So you put the pin in the ground and knock the pin with the mallet to stabilize the tent, especially in bad weather conditions. In various cases, in a rescue scenario, you will need to improvise and construct various objects to make your way through the rescue. One of these tools that we use in object construction is a regular hammer, believe it or not. A hammer is used to nail in nails through wood, as well as to remove nails. And that is a hammer.
5, 6, 7. This latest says a warfarin is supposed to be